Hi YouTube, Watchify here with another video. I recently got this 140th anniversary edition Seiko SRPG47, which is from the Seiko 5 sports lineup, commonly referred to as the 5KX. Seiko released several other models to commemorate their 140th anniversary, and they all share a similar attractive white dial with blue accents color scheme. Now I know what you may be thinking, why are they celebrating their 140th anniversary? I can see celebrating their 150th, but 140th sounds like an excuse to label something as limited edition and make money, right? Well, perhaps, but that wasn't really the reason I purchased this watch. I just like the way it looks and wanted to add it to the collection. Let me first address something a bit controversial in terms of Seiko's quality control. The issue of misaligned chapter rings, bezel inserts, and dials has been a hot topic over the years. I guess I had been somewhat lucky in the watches I purchased, so because of that I haven't really spoken about it much. However, with this watch I wasn't so lucky. The chapter ring alignment was off significantly. I'm not nitpicking, I can deal with it being off slightly, but this one was pretty bad and it bothered me. It makes me think about how it could have been allowed to leave the factory. So the reason this is a big deal is that your average watch consumer will likely have to return the watch or just live with it. At a watch costing almost $300, these quality control issues are unacceptable. In my case, since I know my way around Seiko watches and I'm comfortable opening one up, I attempted to correct the alignment issue as much as I could. I opened the case and carefully removed the stem and crown and took out the movement. I didn't want to go so far as to pop out the crystal to get full access to the chapter ring, so I tried to nudge it from the rear. That didn't improve things much, so I then tried to rotate the movement a bit to line up with the chapter ring. That improved things, so it's now better but still not perfect. This watch also has the issue of the 12 o'clock triangle marker on the bezel insert not lining up with the 12 o'clock marker on the dial. That issue is not so easy to fix, as it would involve having to remove the bezel insert and reseating it, which could damage it. The watch's accuracy was also pretty bad out of the box, and when it was gaining about 24 seconds a day. While I had the case open, I regulated the movement. These are all things that the average watch consumer won't be able to do, nor should they be expected to. Making this all the worse and somewhat ironic is that this is a limited edition watch that's supposed to celebrate Seiko's watchmaking history, so that only adds to the disappointment. Okay, now onto the watch. Dimensions are 42.5mm case size, lug-to-lug distance is 45.4mm on my calipers. Thickness is 13.4mm and the lug width is 22mm. The case shape is well known already, but you get polishing on the sides and bottom of the case, and the top of the case is brushed. The unsigned push-pull crown is at the 4 o'clock position and is surrounded by crown guards. Like other Seiko 5s, this watch has a see-through screw-down case back. You'll see the limited edition wording on the case back, and in this model's case, limited edition means 11,000 units, which had some people rolling their eyes due to the large amount of limited edition quantity made. The watch has Seiko's 4R36 automatic movement that hacks hand winds and has a 40-hour power reserve. It would have been really cool if Seiko had done something with the rotor on this watch, like made it blue, but what you get is the standard looking 4R36. The dial hands and bezel insert are the main draws regarding this watch, so let's go over those. The dial can't really be called white, it's more silvery, but it does sort of look white from afar or at certain angles. It has a very small grid or waffle pattern on it. It has the familiar applied indice shapes borrowed from the discontinued SKX line. The indices are silver and lume filled. The dial has an unframed date window at 3 o'clock revealing the white calendar wheel. You get an applied silver Seiko logo and printing of the 5 logo and automatic wording on the dial. Surrounding the dial is a color matching chapter ring with dark blue minute marks. The hands on this model are blue and either look dark blue or royal blue depending on how the light is reflecting off them. Here's a lume shot of the dial, so of course the lume is strong as expected. This watch has the standard Seiko 5 unidirectional rotating bezel design, but with this watch you get a really nice dark blue bezel insert with very fine grooves on it. The bezel insert grooves really add an attractive element to this watch, so I'm glad Seiko chose to use it here. Since this watch is only 100 meters water resistant and not ISO certified, you don't get an embedded lume pip on the bezel insert. Covering the dial is Seiko's standard scratch-resistant Hardlex crystal. These watches look like a dive watch, but are classified as sports watches. It's suitable for shallow swimming only. This line has sort of morphed into a fashion watch with all the color and design variations Seiko makes available. I own two other newer Seiko 5s, and both of them I've modified, but I don't plan on doing that to this watch. You've probably noticed that I paired this watch with a strap code end mill stainless steel aftermarket bracelet. I think this bracelet goes great with this watch and really enhances its look. The OEM bracelet is the standard Seiko bracelet with hollow end links, a stamped metal fold-over clasp, 4 micro adjustment holes, double push button release, and a locking mechanism. The links are held together with push pins. The bracelet that comes with this watch is perfectly fine for a watch in this price bracket, and I don't really have any complaints regarding it. I have several Seikos in my collection that I've kept on their OEM bracelets. Overall, the watch is a really good looking watch, and I like the blue and the faux white color scheme. It looks distinctive on wrist, and it's one of those watches that looks more expensive than what it costs. In terms of availability, these watches are currently selling for $295 on Amazon, which is the MSRP price, and the lowest price I'm seeing on eBay at the time of this filming is around $240. Due to the amount being made, I think they'll be available for some time. If you decide to buy one, hopefully you won't get one with quality control issues like I did. That'll be it for this video. I hope you found it interesting, and if you did, feel free to leave a like, comment, or subscribe. I wanted to thank you for watching, and I hope to see you in another video.